everybody and welcome into my kitchen. Today we're going to do a fun project. We're going to take a bar of soap and we're going to make that into dish soap. You know, so many times as Americans we're conditioned in thinking that we have to have a special product for no matter what we are working on. We have to have a product for cleaning the bathroom, for cleaning the bedroom, for cleaning the kitchen. We have to have special dish soap, special laundry soap, special soap for everything. But did you know that concept was only started in the 1900s? Today, we're going to make dish soap out of bar soap. You know, right now in my area, the hardest thing to find is laundry soap and dish soap, and of course, the toilet paper. So many people have done videos on what you do if you don't have toilet paper. But I thought, what do you do if you can't find dish soap? So many people don't realize that you can take a bar of soap, you can make your own dish soap for pennies. And it really is not much of a difference. The thing I want to share with you, when you make homemade supplies, they're not going to have the sudsing action that commercial will. Commercial uses an agent in it to make it suds because back in the 1900s, the women thought if there was suds in their soap, that meant it was more cleaner. It doesn't really mean that at all. In fact, Google it for yourself if you don't believe me. The sudsing in your laundry stuff and your dish soap has nothing to do with the cleaning power. So, homemade things are not going to have that suds, but they work great. This recipe is one of my favorites. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shred up our bar of soap. The kind of soap that I'm using is ivory, because ivory snow actually is formulated to use for dishes. I don't think I would use a deodorant soap, things like that. You wouldn't want to use that, but just a plain old bar of soap will do wonders. So all we're going to do is we're going to shred up 3/4 cup. Take 1½ cups of water. Our 3/4 cups of our soap that we shredded. And now we're going to add the following ingredients. Add 2 tablespoons of borax. Now, a lot of people don't like using borax, and that's okay. If you don't want to use the borax, you can admit it. Borax really cuts grease, and so if you add it, it's going to help get your dishes cleaner. 1 tablespoon of super washing soda. Not baking soda, washing soda. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to melt all this until it's all melted and incorporate it with the water. Now it's all melted. We're going to let it cool, and then we're going to put it into our glass jar. What I like to do is because a lot of people do like to have the suds, and I like to have a little bit of suds too, even though you don't have to do this. I will add just like about 1 inch to 2 inches of store-bought dish soap. It does really make it look nicer, and it does give you that suds, even though you don't really need it. But I like to do that when I'm giving it as gifts. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pour our soap into our glass jar. And there you go, my friends. It's as simple as that. It works great. Now, as it sits, it's going to get a little more solid. If it gets too solid for you, just add a little cold water to it and give it a good shake. One thing about homemade products are, before you use them, you usually have to give them a shake. That is with homemade laundry soap, fabric softener, any kind of cleaner. You want to just give it a little bit of a shake, and it will help incorporate if it settles. When you buy commercial-made soaps, there is an agent in there that will keep it from settling. So you don't have to do that with commercial products, but with homemade products, you don't have that added preservative. For 20 drops of peppermint oil and 20 drops of tea tree oil. Both these are antibacterial, so it's perfect to have them in your dish soap. It would help kill the bacteria. I know not everybody has essential oils. Essential oils should be a really big part of your life. You don't have to get expensive brand names. Gardens Eden on Amazon, and I'll share with you the link below. I get these for under $6. At least that was the price at the taping of this. You know what happens whenever I recommend a product, people go and buy it, and all of a sudden it goes sky high. I don't know, that's what's been happening these days. So we're going to go with 20 drops of the tea tree oil. and then 20 drops of peppermint oil. But you know what? You can use all kinds of essential oils. It doesn't matter. This is just good for antibacterial. That's all it is. This is enough to do one batch. So I thought it would be great to do one small batch. That way you can try it. If you don't like it, it's not much loss to it. Adding the store-bought to it just gives it that pretty color. You know the store-bought has food coloring in it. So that's what it looks like. It's still a little warm, so I don't want to shake it too much to produce pressure. But that's what it looks like, my friends. And now we're going to wash some dishes using this so you can see it in action. I like watching videos where people make supplies, but yet I never see them using it, so I don't know if it's going to turn out all right. So I'm going to use this and wash some dishes for you. That way you can determine for yourself if you think it works or not. Like I said, the recipe's really easy. You can omit the borax, but the borax will cut grease, and that's really what you want for your dishes. I'm going to read to you the ingredients once more. It is 1 1/4 cups of water. You're going to heat that and add 3/4 cups of shredded soap, whatever soap you like. I would not use any deodorant soap. 2 tablespoons of borax, 1 tablespoon of washing soda, and 20 drops of peppermint oil, and 20 drops of tea tree oil. And you can omit that, of course, if you don't have it, or you can add any others. Good shake. So it got a little thick, so I'm just going to add some more water to it. Doesn't matter how much water you add or how little. It just depends on the thickness that you like of it. Give it a good shake. Oh, now it's perfect. Pour a little in. Doesn't need much. Now we're going to go ahead and wash our dishes. So one thing I noticed, the longer it stood, the thicker it got. So please only fill your container half full, because then you're going to want to add the rest of the container with water. You're going to need a lot more water to add to it. That way you have enough of room to shake it. It works amazing. You're just going to need a little more water than what I showed previously. This stuff works amazing, and I think you're really going to be pleased with it. But remember, when you make this soap, leave a lot of room so you can add more water to it as you need. A little water to it, and it will thin out. It's perfect. You see the suds in it. It works amazing. I really like this. This is really good stuff. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this DIY tip. I hope you give it a try. But there you go, my friends. This is enough to do at least a week, maybe even 2, depending on how much you use. And I think you're going to enjoy it. There's a lot of recipes coming your way. If you like them, take a look at the videos below me, because I have a lot of playlists with a lot of homemade ingredients. And you know what? I never realized how much they'd be needed until days like these have happened. A bunch of you last week noticed that I have a squirrel that loves to play on the deck. What you're looking at is one of my freshly planted containers, and the squirrel is digging the dirt out of it. So all winter long, my squirrel likes to hide nuts. We have walnut trees here, and my squirrel loves to hide the nuts in my planters. Take a look. Yep, that's the squirrel. He's looking for the nuts. So you will be seeing my squirrel on my deck, and he's part of my life. We actually have a lot of squirrels here. What I'm showing you is the sun is finally starting to try to come out after days and days of rain. So I'm just really happy about all of this. But I really want to show you something really, really pretty. So look how my plants are just starting to really look nice. That's the chamomile. And somebody thought they're Sweet Williams, so I'm not sure. So not only is our house from 1963, so is a lot of the shrubs that we have here on the property. Now this isn't fully opened yet, but I want to share it with you today. It's about almost 6 feet high, and isn't it beautiful? This is an azalea bush from 1963. Most of the things are the trees and everything around my property are original, 1963. So we are really blessed with all this. And I just wanted to share this with you at the end of this video, that sometimes having the old shrubbery just really sets off the property. And having all the trees and everything growing, it's just so beautiful. And finally the rain has stopped. Oh my word, people, it's been days and days of rain. And here is my lilacs, which are not in bloom yet, but this is my favorite time of the year. It's when things are starting to bloom. My locust trees will bloom, my lilacs will bloom, everything, and it is beautiful. Take care, everyone. Mwah! We'll see you guys tomorrow.